Hello, everyone. Good day. So this is when we meet series. That's WWM series. This show today will be both English and French. So just stay tuned as we'll be having a good time here. We'll have people who have been doing relevant things when it comes to the gospel of Christ in Cameroon, and we have in the studio already everybody present. So feel free to share as much as you can. Tell people that we're yet live. And of course, we will be answering any question you have at the level of the comment section. So feel free to drop in your questions. So will be back after the break. Hello, Minister Kubai. Can you hear me? Good day. So I have Minister Kubai, that's the
Hello.
special host for today. Just 1 minute. So we have Minister Kubai. She's the host as well for today. So she will be taking us to, um, you know, we will be having some good time. She will be speaking in French as well. So Minister Kubai, bonsoir.
Oui, oui, bonsoir tout le monde. Bonsoir.
So are you excited for the show today?
Absolutely. With all these great minds, I think that something wonderful is going to come out here for us.
Okay, great. So we have also in the studio we have Mr. Daniel Enock. Hello, sir. Oh, you're
Hello,
muted. You're muted.
hello.
How you doing, sir?
It's okay. I'm fine. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. So we have Monsieur NOMO PERETS of Zamba. Bonsoir, Monsieur. Comment tu vas?
Bonsoir tout le monde, bonsoir mon frère. Ça va par la grâce de Dieu. J'espère que tout le monde va bien aussi.
D'accord.
Nous allons bien.
Bienvenue, Monsieur Emmanuel Nganu. So I guess he's there of Royal Flex. Are you there, sir?
Absolutely. I'm present live and direct. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to my brother Robavine and to every other person that is connected on this call. I greet all those who are panelists on today's call.
Okay, thank you so much for joining. So we have, we just encourage everybody to share as much as we can, so we get people on here. Today I'm so excited that we have all of these people here, and so we'll make it very snap and very brief as well. So make sure to drop your questions if you can. We have really amazing people who have been doing great things in the gospel of Christ in Cameroon. So feel free as well. So now I will leave Minister Akubai to talk maybe in French, then for our French audience. And so we get to start up with the first, we'll be talking about the faces of 227. So Mrs. Akubai, over to you, man.
Oui, bonsoir à tout le monde. Je ne suis pas expert en français, mais je vais faire l'effort de parler en français ce soir. Bienvenue à tout le monde. Une fois de plus, nous sommes là ce soir parce que nous avons entrepris un projet intitulé Faces of 237 Gospel. Donc, c'est grâce à ce projet que ce show est né. Si nous pouvons dire ainsi. Donc, nous sommes là ce soir pour discuter de tout ce qui nous concerne, tout ce qui concerne l'évangile, la propagation de l'évangile dans notre pays, le Cameroun. Donc, nous sommes là pour discuter cela et nous allons commencer avec The Faces, le projet des Faces. Oui, merci.
Okay, thank you so much. We equally will be going to questions. So we want to go to the faces of this. Where the faces is something we can see on the screen. The faces is a project which, by the grace of God, God gave us to start up this year to be able to address the issues of the value. We realize that there's no much value, in the gospel of Christ in Cameroon. Value goes with honor, recognition, trying to recognize those who have been working, those who have been putting everything that they could or they can. So the faces is something, it's a project which we gave our all to make it work. And in this faces, it's every details of it is available on our website. So on the screen, you can see faces of 227. We had this year 14 categories, which next year, these spaces will be happening every year, and it will have different style and different slots. This year we had 14 categories, right up from veterans right up to Christian writers, and it was, I mean, if you can see on the screen, it's something which has people from all across, I mean, Cameroon, both French and English, home and abroad. We have the veterans, we have the church leaders, we have the musicians, we have the trailblazers, we have the media, we have the emerging stakeholders, we have producers, we have instrumentalists, we have humanitarian, we have as well event organizers, we have performing arts and cinematography, which we subdivided into dancers, spoken words, models, comedians, writers. So this project is available on our website www.237gospelnetworks. So .org. So www.237gospelnetworks.org. During the show, we will put up the website. You can equally check it out. So over to you, Minister Akubai.
Dans le projet visait à honorer tous ceux-là qui ont travaillé très dur pour l'avancement de l'évangile dans notre chère patrie, même ceux-là qui sont hors du pays, mais ce sont les Camerounais qui œuvrent pour l'œuvre de l'évangile. Donc, c'était une façon de les honorer parce que nous avons constaté que dans notre milieu, il y a pas de... Nous n'honorons pas ceux-là qui ont travaillé, qui ont été là depuis longtemps. Donc, pour nous, c'était une façon d'honorer les gens, de les reconnaître et dire merci pour tout l'œuvre qu'ils sont en train de faire pour l'avancement du royaume. Et il y a les informations sur notre site web, www.237network.org. Donc, vous pouvez trouver toutes ces informations-là. Il y avait plein de catégories, 14 catégories en total. Donc, vous pouvez aller dans notre site et vous allez trouver toutes ces informations. Merci.
Ok, continue alors. Continue.
Oui, oui, nous sommes si vous regardez sur l'écran, nous sommes en train de parler, justement en train de montrer les différentes catégories, les producteurs, il y avait même les écrivains, les instrumentistes, oui, il y avait tous les vétérans, les leaders spirituels, les trailblazers, ceux-là qui font un travail remarquable. Il y avait aussi les sponsors, il y avait les gens qui font l'œuvre sociale. Oui, il y avait plusieurs catégories, comme vous le voyez sur notre écran.
Okay, d'accord. So thank you so much, Minister Akubai, for that. So that was it for the faces. So we wanted to be able to talk about, share some of the experience we had, with the faces of 237. So I will start off with Minister Akubai. Some of the experiences, and why we're bringing this is because we want to also be able to send out the message out there to Cameroonians, and for them to understand some certain things. Not that people are not there to really put value or value people, but it's also as a result of some of what we do, we are doing, or maybe the attitude we put up. So, Mr. Akubai.
Oui, thank you very much, Robavine. Quand nous allons quand nous étions, oui, c'est ça, en train de faire ce travail, c'était pas facile d'avoir les informations. C'était pas facile d'avoir les informations. Il fallait chercher, il fallait se rassurer que peut-être tous les différents blocs chrétiens, si je peux dire ainsi, les dénominations sont représentées, tous ces gens-là qui font un travail, qui font vraiment un travail depuis longtemps sur le terrain, quoi. Donc, c'était pas facile, vraiment facile pour nous. C'était difficile d'avoir les informations. Parfois, il fallait demander à certaines personnes, il faut demander. Et à d'autres personnes, nous avons remarqué que parfois, quand tu demandes, même la personne là choisit de donner seulement le nom de sa personne. Vous voyez un peu, donc c'était un peu compliqué là. Mais par la grâce de Dieu, nous avons pu rassembler tous ces noms-là. Et peut-être c'était pas parfait, hein, mais avec les prochaines éditions, nous allons sûrement améliorer. Mais trouver aussi les informations n'était pas facile. N'était pas facile de trouver les informations sur les ministres, peut-être trouver les photos. D'abord, c'était vraiment un grand challenge pour nous, mais Dieu nous a aidés. Nous avons passé des heures et les heures pour travailler sur chaque catégorie. Comme vous voyez là, c'était tellement un travail. Des semaines que nous avons fait, le travail des semaines. Il y avait les moments où on était sur le téléphone pendant des heures et des heures pour trouver les gens qui sont en train de faire l'œuvre. Donc, ce n'était pas évident. Mais Dieu nous a aidés et here we are today. Oui, Robavine.
Okay, so yeah, so like Minister Akubai said, God will help us, and we are hoping that God helps us with this. But one thing I want to be able to emphasize is that a lot of us talk about value, that there is no value within the gospel of Christ in Cameroon. I've seen a lot of structures that are doing that. I mean, we have people here with us joining, today, who have been putting Cameroon gospel. I mean, they have been doing everything to put Cameroon gospel, let me say, in the map. They have been doing all they can, and but what is the approach from our side? Because it's something which is universal, and you can't give what you can't get what you don't give, and you can't give what you don't have. So we have to be able to see that we understand the aspect of valuing ourselves first. We understand the issues of also maybe looking at those we want to value. If we say, okay, I need to be valued as a gospel artist or maybe media personnel or church leader, what value are you putting out there? This is one of the main important things. We contact a lot of people on this, and we had a lot of negative replies. I can tell you, not that we did not do follow principles or maybe the protocols they put in place. It was just some kind of pride within. These are things that we must stand up and be speaking up when it comes to the gospel of Christ in Cameroon. We must stand up and speak up, boldly. We have to also condemn things which will not add up to the gospel of Christ in Cameroon. We have to condemn it. But also, condemning, it's very subjective to how the approaches we use. Yeah, we stand for what is not right, but we also need to also stand for what is right. Yeah, we should pay more energy to appreciate what people are doing positively rather than also wasting time, castigating people. Within the gospel of Christ, there's a whole lot we have to do. Cameroonians are so loaded around the world, and we must be able to see that we make use of this. We are bilingual. We have the advantage of speaking both English and French, which helps us to even at the level of the market, the job market, or even at the media market, we can be able to navigate the world. So this is something like an encouragement to every Cameroonian. 227 is here, and we have people which we are working. All the people have been working like gospel feedings. We have Zamba Block who has been there. We also have Royal Flex that has been there. These people are putting a lot of resources. We should be able to respect what they're doing. We should be able to learn the attitude, cultivate the attitude of talking the good things. We have to start doing that. Not just when, we should not stay behind when things are happening. And there's a lot of we can do as when we come together, when we walk in the spirit of unity. There's a lot we can do. So because of time, we have a lot of questions here to talk and all of those stuff. We'll not get much to this talking of 227. But the one thing is sure is the people who are doing the work of God, they should stand strong for it, bold for it, and do not relent their effort because of the negativity around. Cameroon Gospel has a lot. We have a lot of job. I mean, like I said, opportunities out there. We have a lot. I think value is one of the fundamental aspects that should be addressed as far as the gospel of Christ is Cameroon. Value, you cannot talk of value without talking about honor, and you cannot talk of honor without talking about respect. Be it junior or senior, it should be reciprocated, like it's both ways. So the junior should not expect respect from the senior if he or she cannot respect the senior as well, vice versa. So thank you, Minister Akuba. I don't know if you have something to say, then we'll get to our questions for the day.
Non, 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 c'est bon. Il faut le respect mutuel. Il faut que les aînés respectent ceux-là qui sont en bas. Il faut que ceux qui sont en bas respectent les aînés. C'est un peu ça. Le respect mutuel, c'est très important dans notre milieu. C'est tout.
Okay.
Merci.
Okay. So I will start with the first question today. So we'll be bringing our speaker more to the screen to talk. Please, I'll also advise our speaker to maybe on them, maybe the camera so we can ask them. So I want to ask Mr. Emmanuel Ganyu. So, when we're talking about stakeholdership here. So we had on topic business and ministry. So, but I want to ask regards to stakeholdership. So, how can we describe the level of the state of stakeholdership right now in Cameroon, and what is limiting stakeholders or people not to invest more in the gospel of Christ in Cameroon?
Okay, thank you so much, my
Mr.
brother.
Daniel?
Yes, I
Please,
can
can you
hear
on
you.
your video? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So please, while we're talking, I'm sorry,
Okay, if
so
I
while we're
got
talking,
you,
some get you.
if I got you, you're trying to ask the question. So I said, what is the state? How can you describe the state of stakeholdership now in Cameroon, and what is limiting people not to invest more in the gospel of Christ in Cameroon? What's limiting maybe sponsors or
Okay.
potential stakeholders not to invest in Cameroon?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that question. And I want to greet everybody that is following us live. I want to celebrate the other speakers that are connected here. I want to, of course, appreciate Robavine for the wonderful job that he's doing as far as promoting the gospel in Cameroon is concerned. You are doing an incredible job with 237 gospel. I mean, there is nothing we do in this kingdom for God that is small. Having listened to you, I could already feel your heart. I mean, you are one of those people that you have a burden to see the kingdom of God expand here in Cameroon. And I'm privileged to should say be giving my own contribution in the gospel industry here in Cameroon to see that we make the gospel of Christ go to nations, to see that we give a name, right? We give a name to the gospel industry in Cameroon. I mean, and there is so much here in Cameroon, so much ability, skills, talents, gifts in this industry that I think many people are not aware of. We don't lack the skills. We don't lack the gifts. We don't lack the talents. I mean, there are so many people who are doing incredible now. To be honest, there was a time I used to think that we were really behind until I had to really expose myself in this industry, because it was a burden in my heart to give my own mega support, especially in the music industry, to see that many people with these talents have the opportunity to minister to people, have the opportunity to bless lives and souls. And at that point in time, I never knew the depth of talent on God exposed. Was to the question that you asked, what talk
Massive, we are
things that
having some network issues there.
we have to understand as a gospel art.
Okay, I see. I think we're having some net.
Hello,
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
hello.
Yes, I can
Yes.
hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you get me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Thank you. So I think one
So
of
please, you can just round up in some minutes so that maybe because we have a lot of questions for you before you go.
things that might be limiting
Okay.
stakeholders to
So
really invest is there is a lot of negative energy. Trust
Okay.
me, there is a lot of negative energy. I say this with the right. I say this hoping that we would learn from one another and to be able
Okay.
to make the industry a better industry. There's a lot of negative energy. First, let me talk about gospel ministers and artists. There's a lot of disrespect. Many people feel that
Oh,
maybe so we're having some issues with network there. So Minister Kubai, maybe you can take over until he comes back. So
are
we
you
have Mr. Hitmaster also welcome. So we'll come back to
okay?
you. Okay, so can you conclude? Can you conclude since your network is better now?
Getting me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can hear you.
Can you get me now? I'm sorry,
yes, yes.
Yes.
it's raining here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, it's
Oh,
raining here, and I guess it's the rain that is causing all these network hitches.
oh, okay.
So, but then let me just summarize. I think lack of honor, collaboration is lacking, because if we cannot discern the fact that though we are equal in the eyes of God, we are endowed differently, and there are people who have invested more, they have sacrificed, and God is using them to do a lot of things. If we can't recognize some of these people and honor them, especially this our generation, is going to be difficult, because everybody feels that they're the same, and that now causes a lot of fighting and no collaboration, and nobody would want to really invest into this industry when there is this fighting. If you don't really master some of these things and just do what God has led you to do, I mean, even while you do it, you still feel a lot of fighting. And I can tell you that sometimes even the artists and I don't know, we don't support each other. We don't support each other. You might have artists on a program that don't even support the program. I mean, literally speaking, like they would not do their own beats and parts together to support, to see that it becomes a success. Because I believe in the kingdom, a win for one is a win for all. But I feel that there is a lot of division, there is a lot of lack of honor, and that leads to inadequate collaboration, and it scares a lot of people away from really partnering. And I think this is not something we should be talking about in the gospel setting. We should be talking about this maybe in the secular setting, maybe, but the secular setting sometimes are even doing more than us. So sometimes I really wonder, but then we can only pray and hope that we make progress. People can understand. We get back to the place of honor. We get back to the place of collaboration, and so on. There are many, but then, like you said, for time's
Okay,
sake.
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I mean, maybe you can just be in the background. We'll come back to ask you a question. So I'll go leave the mic to Minister Akubai. So we just have to actually we wanted to get each and every one opinions about these topics, because what we have is something which, we, if we want to take time, we can take like 5 hours to elaborate on it. But when we come, let's be very brief so that we can have everyone's like opinions on this. So Minister Akubai, over to you. I mean, ask the French questions to maybe Minister Zampa, Minister Daniel.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Monsieur Ngano a parlé des choses très importantes par rapport à ça. Qu'est-ce qui décourage, n'est-ce pas, les gens à investir dans le gospel, l'industrie, si on peut dire ainsi, au Cameroun. Donc, il a un peu essayé de ressortir certains points. Il a parlé du manque du respect. Les artistes ne se respectent pas. Les artistes ne collaborent pas. Il y a trop d'énergie négative. Il y a la compétition, la concurrence entre les artistes et le manque du respect. On n'honore pas ceux-là qui ont travaillé ou sacrifié un peu plus. Donc, Ministre Daniel, what do you have to say about that?
Ok, merci de me passer la parole. Déjà, j'apprécie l'initiative. Ça fait quelques temps seulement que j'ai découvert la plateforme et j'ai pris le soin de parcourir le site web. J'ai vu qu'il y avait pas mal de choses qui avaient déjà été faites. Et je disais à quelqu'un récemment que c'est le genre d'initiative qu'il nous faut parce qu'on n'en a pas beaucoup déjà. Et lorsqu'il y en a même, justement, les uns et les autres prennent le soin de s'entourer juste des personnes qu'ils connaissent, de leurs amis, de leurs camarades, de leurs frères, de l'Église. Si tu n'es pas dans son cadre, tu ne peux pas y être. Donc, moi, je salue des initiatives comme celle-ci qui rassemblent au-delà des congrégations, qui rassemblent au-delà même de la nation, qui rassemblent au-delà des groupes. Mais pour revenir à la question, je dirais que moi, je pars d'un constat simple. J'ai presque grandi dans le milieu de la musique gospel. Et quelque chose qui m'a toujours marqué, c'est qu'aujourd'hui, 10, 15 ans après, j'ai vu des personnes qui ont commencé bien avant nous, mais qui aujourd'hui, s'il fallait faire un bilan un tout petit peu des actions menées, de ce que ces personnes ont été à entreprendre pour le bien de la communauté, pas pour le bien de leur groupe, pas pour le bien de leur église, pas pour le bien de leurs événements à eux, on est très surpris de voir les résultats. Alors moi, la question que je me suis toujours posée, c'est pourquoi? Pourquoi ces personnes, qui parfois même sont des personnes qui nous ont montré le chemin, ne sont pas allées à s'il pouvait y avoir des plateformes comme celle-ci qui rassemble les gens de partout pour parler des problèmes du gospel, pour parler des difficultés, pour essayer de trouver des solutions. Pourquoi? Et moi, ma réflexion m'a toujours mené à une seule cause. Il y a un manque de vision. Je pense que c'est ça qui fait la différence. Il y a là je fais une parenthèse, il y a un de mes pasteurs qui nous disait hier encore, il nous disait que c'est la vision qui détermine tes actions. C'est la vision qui détermine la quantité d'actions, sinon la profondeur même des actions que l'on mène. Donc, si aujourd'hui, plusieurs années après, on est en train de se poser les mêmes questions, à mon avis, avant même de parler du manque de respect, avant même d'évoquer les questions de légitimité ou pas des uns ou des autres, je pense qu'il y a un manque de vision. Combien de personnes se sont déjà imaginées un jour faire des featuring, des collaborations, indépendamment de la langue que l'on parle? Combien de personnes, quand elles pensent à leur concert, se sont déjà imaginées un jour que je peux ne pas moi-même chanter à mon concert? Je peux inviter un frère, je peux inviter une sœur qui n'est pas forcément dans mon cadre. Combien de personnes? Combien de personnes se sont déjà imaginées des collaborations de 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frères, 7 sœurs qui viennent d'horizons divers? Combien? C'est un manque de vision. Parce que quand on s'imagine que le gospel au Cameroun actuel connaît tous ces problèmes que l'on peut citer, je me dis que c'est parce que des personnes ne se sont jamais dit, n'ont jamais imaginé qu'on pouvait faire autrement, ne se sont jamais projetés 5 ans, 10 ans après, ayant imaginé un peu une autre face du gospel que celle que l'on a aujourd'hui. Et les conséquences, c'est quoi? C'est qu'on a des gens, des chantres, qui parlent plus qu'ils ne chantent. Parfois même, je me demande à quel moment on est même en studio. Parce que quelqu'un disait l'autre jour sur Facebook que Facebook est tellement saturé que, attendez d'abord, il y a tellement de gens qui passent le temps à parler. Tout ça, pour moi, ça parle de quoi? Ça parle d'un manque de vision qui a pour conséquence même l'oisiveté. Il faut, pour moi, quand tu as quelque chose à faire, ton esprit est occupé. Et quand ton esprit est occupé, il y a des choses que tu ne peux pas faire. Tu parles déjà, la conséquence d'avoir un esprit occupé, c'est que tu parles moins. Tu ne perds pas le temps parce que tu as des choses à faire. Je pense que nos chantres et tous ceux qui sont dans l'écosystème global du gospel doivent avoir des visions à long terme. C'est parce qu'on a des visions à long terme qu'on ne peut pas se satisfaire des petits résultats. Chanter un concert, c'est un petit résultat. Sortir même un single, c'est un petit résultat. Si un jour, tu rêves de rendre ministère à toi seul, par exemple, au Palais des Sports, le jour où tu vas chanter à l'église devant 100 personnes, c'est un petit résultat. Parce que tu sais tout ce qu'il y a derrière le grand résultat que tu vises. Il nous faut des visionnaires, il nous faut des gens qui pensent. Il nous faut des chantres qui ne se contentent pas d'attendre qu'on les appelle, venez chanter. Non. Toi, qu'est-ce que tu penses de toi en tant que chantre dans 5, 6, 10 ans? Donc, c'est pour moi l'une des causes majeures des problèmes que l'on a. On a des gens qui ne sont pas occupés parce que justement, ils ne sont pas en train de mettre en application ce qu'ils ont pensé pour eux-mêmes déjà et pour la communauté. Très peu de personnes pensent pour la communauté. Et pour moi, si ça change, si on a des personnes qui pensent davantage pour la communauté, je vous fais une anecdote, je vais finir par là. Ce pull que je porte, il y a des gens qui m'ont demandé, ils ont vu d'autres personnes porter ce pull, des gens qui ne sont pas forcément signés comme chantre chez Gospel Feeling. Ils m'ont demandé, ils ne comprenaient pas. Et puis je leur expliquais que je ne suis pas en train de faire la propagande de moi ou d'une personne. Je suis en train d'essayer d'amener une dynamique communautaire, d'amener des gens dans une dynamique où tout le monde va se sentir concerné, indépendamment de si tu es mon ami ou si tu n'es pas mon ami. C'est de ça qu'on a besoin. C'est pour cela que, une fois de plus, je salue votre initiative. Robavine, vraiment, God bless you. Sister Akubai, God bless you.
Oh, merci beaucoup. Donc, il y a peut-être 3 choses que je ressors de tout ce que vous avez dit là. Il y a un manque de vision. Donc, il faut que tous les chantres, tous ceux qui sont concernés, il faut que nous rentrons encore dans la vision et regarder le big picture, n'est-ce pas?
Oui, il faut qu'on se projette. Il faut qu'on se projette très loin. Très loin.
Ah oui. Donc, on pense à la communauté en général, mais pas l'individualisme.
Non.
Pas l'individualisme. Oui, donc il faut le bigger picture.
Et peut-être j'ajoute un dernier point, si tu permets.
Vas-y.
Pourquoi je parle de la communauté? Parce que quand j'observe ce qui se passe aujourd'hui, on va prendre l'exemple de nos frères d'Afrique qui ne sont pas loin de nous, mais dont on apprécie beaucoup la manière dont la musique gospel se déroule là-bas. Ce qui se passe, c'est que la communauté produit tellement de choses qu'à la fin, on peut identifier des personnes individuellement dans la communauté. Mais pourquoi? C'est parce que la communauté déjà est très visible. C'est comme l'arc-en-ciel. Une seule couleur, on ne la voit pas forcément. Mais on voit l'arc-en-ciel parce qu'il y a plusieurs couleurs au même moment. Après, quand tu t'approches, tu peux voir maintenant une couleur simplement. C'est la même chose. Si on peut avoir une communauté de personnes qui se mettent ensemble pour faire des choses à chaque fois, sur l'année, sur 2 ans, sur 3 ans, sur 4 ans, sur 5 ans, on pourra identifier après les individus qui font partie de la communauté. Le sens inverse n'est pas toujours simple. C'est-à-dire que identifier des individus simplement, ce n'est pas toujours simple. Mais identifier une communauté, c'est ça qu'il nous faut. Et pour arriver à identifier une communauté, il faudrait qu'il y ait plusieurs projets avec l'esprit communautaire derrière. Donc, c'est juste la précision que je voulais ajouter. Merci.
D'accord, merci beaucoup. Il faut l'esprit communautaire, c'est ça même. Oui. C'est même l'objectif de 237 Gospel Network, l'esprit communautaire. Pas seulement travailler avec ses amis, avec son église, vous avez ressorti un point très, très important là, parce qu'on a l'impression que les gens travaillent seulement avec leur communauté, avec leurs amis, et ça nous revient à poser aussi une question à ceux-là qui organisent les événements. Parce que chaque fois que nous voyons les événements, nous allons voir que tel événement a souvent tel type d'artiste, peut-être les mêmes visages. L'autre événement a aussi les mêmes visages. Donc, c'est comme si on travaille dans les blocs. Et là, tout ça, ça fait que cet esprit communautaire-là n'est pas là. Il y a un peu les petits clics. Oui. Donc, vous organisez également les événements, mais quand je vous écoute, ça veut dire que vous avez aussi cet esprit, cet large esprit-là. Vous travaillez pour le bien de l'évangile, tout court. Merci beaucoup.
Bien sûr.
Oui. Merci. Yes, Robavine.
Okay, I guess your background minister, but I have to check the sound. It's not the best. So thank you everyone for that. So they were equally talking in the same light with what we have been saying. The aspect of dishonor, we don't value. All of what they have been saying it ties to value. How do we value each other? So now let's take a short break. Then I'm coming back to ask Minister Hitmaster some questions. See you. Hello, sir, Mr. Headmaster. Welcome to the show. So we have you here. So we want to, we have been talking on this. So, but I want to ask you something, but it's not tied to, kind of what you do production, but it's tied to the music business. Business as a whole. So, what is the formula? What is the standard of us equating ministry and business? How can we be able to do business and ministry in a better line, which is not, against the will of God? How do we function that, especially in the context of what we're doing in Cameroon?
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I see some faces that I know in the panel. Loretha, Akubai, and Mr. Royal Flex Udogu. Okay. I'm not going. Yeah. Look, I am a businessman. I'm not a minister. I am a musician. I'm a career musician. I do music for a living, be it gospel. I have a keen interest in gospel music because of my background, and I feel the need to especially gospel music, not just as a genre music, but as a passion, help out gospel artists. That notwithstanding, I'm not into ministry. That's the first thing. So I cannot tell you anything about ministry just yet, to be honest with you. You can get pastors, they can tell you about ministry. But as a business, I think that in some way, it can be reconciled. Let me sit up properly to say this one. There is a way that as a career, not as a business, but as a career, you can reconcile your career and your ministerial acts. A career as a musician and your ministerial act in your local assembly, local church. To me, that's how I look at it. People talk about body of Christ, so I don't look at it. I'm sorry, I don't look at it that way. Now, as a career musician, you should be able to let your art and your craft be sustainable to you and for you. However strategy you want to use, that's my business. I can teach you on that. You pay me small money. Right? Okay. But as a Christian, as a servant of God, now in your local assembly, that is different. So we should have those two, to me, those two clear-cut patterns. I'll give an example. I was working in a church in South Africa, 2005, right? Big church, about 6,000 people. I was an audio engineer in that church. And Pastor Benjamin Dube was invited. He's a pastor. At that, Pastor Benjamin Dube, I think the last time I checked, he was the head of the South African SAMRO, South African Music Royalty Organization. This is the organization that is responsible for paying out royalties and rights to authors, producers, authors, composers, and the rest. He was the head of that organization, but he's a pastor. Now, let me give the example. So when after he was paid to do his gig, because he had to travel with his team, his management, blah, blah, blah. So when he got to, after the all night, he asked to see the sound engineer to thank me, blah, blah, blah. So I sat down with his band, and his manager came with a spreadsheet. Are you getting me? Am I talking alone?
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right, great. I like some feedback, just to know I'm not talking alone. Okay, so he came with a spreadsheet and gave all the band members, in myself included, and the pastor of the church had to sign his spreadsheet. Now that was he was going to claim his performance rights because he performed his songs at a public gathering, be it church, be it bar, be it restaurant. It is a public space. A church is a public environment. So if he was going to do his intellectual property, which are his songs, he had the right to claim some form of remuneration from the right of the South African Royalty and Rights Organization. That's business. Whether I was in church or not, he was performing, well, you call it ministry, I call it performance, same thing. Well, yeah, I don't want to go into all those nitty-gritties. He was doing renditions of his songs, which were his intellectual properties. Whether you were blessed or not, he wrote those songs. Now, he has the right, or he had the right, to make money and claim money from the government because that is his property. To me, that's business. But where was it? In a church, which is a form of a public gathering. He's doing ministry. When he came, he sang songs, we cried, we rolled on the floor, he prayed for people, ministered for people, laid hands. He's a pastor, blessed people, but the pastor had to sign. that he has done so songs. He has done this song, this song, this song, this song, that song, and he had to be paid for it. Now, as a musician, as a career musician, he has every right to do that, be it in a church, be it in a concert, be it wherever. Now, but he goes back to his local assembly, right? And it now becomes his responsibility to grow the local assembly, whether be it with his songs or not. It becomes his responsibility to say, you know what, this is where I was saved, or this is where my heart is. This is where I'm being spiritually, fed to do. This is where I get blessings to be inspired. I think I should grow this assembly. So he puts in the work, serving God in that assembly. To me, that's now ministry. So ministry doesn't mean that I shouldn't be able to reap from my intellectual property. To me, where need be. I think ministry to me is serving God where God has placed you to grow. To me, I'm not a pastor. I'm not going to quote scripture up and down. Nope. That's what I understand it to be, because that's my career. Now, so there can be a perfect blend between being a career musician and being a minister where need be. Have I answered the question?
Okay, so I got, yes, you have answered the question. So in the context of Cameroon, just for some seconds, how should we be able to balance it? Because this is one of the issues right now, which is causing
of course,
value.
There's a lot of
people they don't value them and all of this stuff.
No,
so how do we balance it?
It's a round table, my brother. I'm sorry, I might step on some toes. It's a round table where everybody's greedy. Pastors are greedy, and the greed comes, okay, let me not say greed, I'm misinformed. And everybody wants to use the Bible to defend their position, right? I can open use scriptures in the Bible that talked about, my gift and time making way for me. And they would open scriptures in the Bible that talks about, serving God in the house of the Lord, blah, blah. In that same Bible, there's a Levi's bread and all those mumbo jumbo up and down. I'm not going to go into that. But in Cameroon, there's three problems. Number one, hunger. People are broke. And because they are broke, they are trying to survive. Everybody's trying to survive. Pastors are trying to survive. Artists are trying to survive. So everybody's looking at themselves as, okay, you are trying to you're trying to steal what I have. Second of all, people are misinformed. In fact, in the gospel sector, there's a lot of misinformation. People don't know Jack, excuse my French. Let me not say shit. Jack. People don't know things. Because if you tell a pastor now, you know what, if I perform in your church, I'm giving you a spreadsheet so that I can send it to SASEM so that I can get my royalties for this. They'll tell you that you need deliverance. Meanwhile, it's the right thing to do. Misinformation. Right? And thirdly, pride. People don't think that they need to go online or to come to me or to go to school and learn certain things. Illiteracy in the sector of gospel music. There are certain things that need to be done if you are whether a minister or you are whatever you call yourself to be. I think also this minister name, the name minister, has made people to feel like they are above God. You have and they don't want to really understand the intricacies of the music industry, be it gospel, be it secular. There are patterns that are followed. Now, when you carry yourself above yourself and you think that you are above every other person, strife comes in, like what my brother was saying. Greed comes in, jealousy comes in, malice comes in. People from small segments of ministers here and there, where 2 or 3 that gather churches. Excuse me, I might be a bit vocal, but that's them. You got me on the show. I'll talk. Right? That's that. So in Cameroon, like I said, 3 things need to be addressed. 1, misinformation. 2, greed. 3, what was the third thing I said again? The issue of people carrying names on their heads when they're not actually are not worth the names. The names is hindering people from progressing. There's a lot I can say, but let me listen to those 3.
Thank you for that. Well, I have a question for Mr. Emmanuel, but I want Mr. NOMO to talk about the fundamental issues of gospel blogging in Cameroon, because that's one of the mental issues we have as well. Minister Akubai, over to you. Let's bring Minister PERETS.
D'accord, merci beaucoup. Master, confiance. Il a ressorti le point là très important. Il a dit qu'il a
Okay, so I think her network is having some issues.
Yeah, it's raining all over Cameroon, man.
Il y a un problème de réseau. Donc, notre point, nous voulons parler un peu du blogging. Le blogging au Cameroun, domaine gospel. Donc, quelles sont vos impressions par rapport au blogging?
Bonsoir tout le monde et merci encore de m'avoir permis de participer à ce moment. Et je voudrais, comme vraiment saluer le travail que vous faites apprécier. Au Cameroun, c'est un problème particulier. Pourquoi les gens n'arrivent pas à apprécier ce que les autres font, à savoir reconnaître la valeur des personnes et savoir apprécier. Donc, ce travail que vous faites, c'est un travail déjà, avant de parler du blogging, je voulais quand même revenir sur ce que j'ai écouté jusque-là. Et je voulais parler d'un point que je trouve aussi important. Parce que je suis d'accord avec tout ce qui a été dit. J'ai écouté Daniel, j'ai écouté Hitmaster, j'ai écouté M. Emmanuel. Mais moi, je voulais parler d'un point qui est pour moi basique et fondamental. Il s'agit de la passion. La passion pour Dieu et la passion pour les hommes. Je pense que quand on est chrétien, quand on dit qu'on a donné sa vie à Christ, et dans la Bible, les premiers à qui on a parlé de chrétiens, ils étaient à Antioche, c'est parce qu'on voyait des gens qui faisaient comme celui qu'on appelait Christ. Et c'est de là que le nom chrétien est venu, parce qu'ils étaient à l'image de celui qu'on avait vu avant. Ils faisaient comme lui. Et nous tous, on connaît ce qui s'est passé dans les actes des apôtres, comment les gens servaient les autres, comment les gens apportaient tout ce qu'ils avaient. Ils étaient prêts à se sacrifier et tout. Et je pense que l'un des problèmes aussi du gospel, c'est que les gens veulent se servir de Dieu plutôt que servir Dieu et servir les hommes. Les gens ne veulent plus, c'est-à-dire les gens veulent devenir des stars du gospel. Les gens veulent être connus. Les gens veulent, entre guillemets, avec tous les thèmes dans nos églises, dans tout ce qu'on fait, ils veulent atteindre des nations, ils veulent faire toutes ces choses. Mais ils ne veulent pas, Daniel parlait de vision. Pour parler de vision, il faut être au pied de Dieu. Il faut pouvoir écouter. Et ça fait que même dans les moments difficiles, je crois que Maman Akubai est très bien placée pour parler de ces choses aussi. Dans les moments difficiles, on sait où on va parce qu'on a écouté. Parce qu'on a pris dans les profondeurs. Et l'une des caractéristiques premières d'un véritable chrétien, c'est le service. Jésus, avant de mourir, il a lavé les pieds des autres, de chacune des personnes qui étaient là. Je pense que beaucoup de personnes maintenant dans la musique gospel veulent devenir des noms connus du gospel, plutôt que d'être des serviteurs. Et chez vous en anglais, j'aime beaucoup le mot ministering, parce que pour moi, ça renvoie vraiment, c'est quelque chose. Quand on parle de ministre, la définition d'un ministre, c'est celui qui sert, en fait. Mais de plus en plus, je trouve que ça devient véritablement difficile de trouver des vrais serviteurs. Et je pense que si tu n'as pas la passion pour servir Dieu, et la Bible parle d'aimer Dieu et d'aimer les autres, c'est semblable. Si tu n'as pas la passion pour Dieu et tu n'as pas la passion pour les autres, il y a beaucoup de choses où tu vas vouloir faire des choses pour toi-même et tu seras bloqué parce que je pense qu'on cherche les gens quand ils sont réellement connectés à Dieu, de un, et on cherche les gens qui sont formés, qui sont remplis de Dieu, qui maîtrisent ce qu'ils font, qui sont talentueux. Et ce sont ces personnes-là qu'on peut vraiment venir porter pour les amener à un autre niveau. Et si la base n'y est pas déjà, ce sera très difficile de faire les autres. Et beaucoup viennent entrer dans un domaine où ils ne sont ni formés, ni remplis de Dieu, et ils espèrent pouvoir aller loin. Ça ne fonctionnera forcément pas et ils vont tourner en rond pendant des années. Ils en voudront à Dieu, ils s'en voudront aux autres. Donc, je pense que pour moi, la première chose, c'est la passion, le service des autres, le service de Dieu, cœur réellement pour Dieu. Et Itmas parlait beaucoup de l'aspect aussi formation. Je crois que c'est Itmas parlait de, oui, la formation. Il a parlé de la renommée.
D'information, les gens ne sont pas bien informés.
Voilà, oui, les gens ne sont pas formés. C'est juste incroyable. Denamon était récemment au Cameroun en décembre et elle a parlé aux artistes du gospel qui étaient là et elle a donné son témoignage que je trouve simple et je trouve que c'est comme ça que ça se passe souvent avec Dieu. C'est qu'elle servait, elle travaillait, elle avait une équipe de personnes avec qui elle était, qui croyaient en elle, elle cherchait Dieu dans les profondeurs et Dieu a commencé à permettre que ce qu'elle fait soit de plus en plus connu. Parce qu'elle travaille aussi avec des personnes talentueuses dans leur domaine, bien évidemment, la formation dont on parle. Et c'est pendant qu'il faisait ça que Universal a remarqué ce qu'il faisait et est venu les voir pour pouvoir amener ce qu'ils font à un autre niveau. Et c'est eux qui ont donné leurs conditions à Universal, qu'avec nous, si vous voulez fonctionner, on va faire comme ça, on va servir Dieu toujours, vous ne pouvez pas aller jusqu'à tel niveau, vous pouvez faire parce que ce qu'on fait, c'est le ministère. Et Dieu a permis que ils travaillent avec cette plateforme pour pouvoir pousser encore plus loin ce qu'ils font. Les gens veulent travailler avec des gros noms sans cette base. Vous serez perdu, vous pouvez vous détourner et le terme ministering va perdre toute sa valeur. Donc, pour moi, c'est déjà le premier problème. Maintenant, en termes de gospel blogging, je pense que quand je dis ça, ça concerne ceux qui veulent investir, quand on parle de business. Moi, je pense que pour pouvoir investir, il faut croire dans quoi on doit investir. Et pour moi, ça part déjà à la base dont je parle. Être un chrétien profond qui croit à ce que Dieu veut pouvoir amener dans les nations et tout. Et avoir trouvé des personnes qui sont remplies de Dieu, des personnes qui sont formées, des personnes qui s'intéressent, qui sont entourées de personnes talentueuses avec une vision comme Daniel était en train de parler. Je pense que c'est là, ça le premier problème. Là, c'est pour les chantres en général. Maintenant, concernant le blogging, je trouve que c'est la même chose, en fait. Si on se lance dans le blogging parce qu'on veut être star du gospel, qu'on n'est pas là pour servir les autres, qu'on ne veut pas essayer d'amener le royaume de Dieu et de pouvoir être une solution pour les frères qui font ça, dit chacun a un maillon dans une chaîne. Quand la sœur Akubai finit de chanter, elle a besoin que d'autres personnes permettent de faire connaître ce qu'elle fait. Maintenant, si la personne est là en ne voyant pas son importance, sa place en tant que chrétien déjà, parce que bien évidemment, on parle du gospel 237, je pense que c'est exactement la même chose. Les fondants, pourquoi est-ce qu'on le fait? Maintenant, je pense aussi que l'un des problèmes qu'on a souvent, nous, dans le blogging, c'est que pendant que nous, on s'investit de cette façon, beaucoup de personnes viennent juste pour pouvoir profiter de ce qu'on fait, plutôt que d'être aussi en même temps une solution pour nous, parce que ça doit être dans les deux sens. Autant on est là pour pousser ce qui se fait, autant de temps en temps, voilà. Bon, Idmas te parlait de lui disait qu'il n'est pas dans le ministre, voilà, il n'est pas un businessman. Mais je pense que les deux choses doivent être faites. Maintenant, le blogging, un gospel, je trouve qu'il souffre de plusieurs petits mots aussi. Parce que quand on parle de blogging, on parle de faire connaître ce que les autres personnes sont en train de faire. On passe très souvent du temps à essayer de donner une belle image en termes de photos et tout, plus que de donner la véritable nature de ce que les gens sont en train de faire. Si moi, je veux connaître Akubai, je veux connaître les chansons qu'elle fait, je veux connaître le live qu'elle fait, je veux pouvoir écouter clairement pour que si un Robavine ou un, je sais pas, un Daniel à son événement, qu'il puisse avoir la sœur Akubai, voilà le style de chanson qu'elle fait, voilà ce qu'il y a de particulier, sa vision, ce qui est cher à son cœur et tout. Or, je pense que dans le blogging, pour l'instant, on est beaucoup plus dans l'aspect, je vais dire quoi, donner un certain éclat plutôt que d'entrer dans la profondeur de ce qu'on fait. Et beaucoup de gens dans le blogging cherchent à en faire comme un métier pour gagner juste de l'argent, ce qui n'est pas mauvais, mais je pense que l'aspect ministériel est aussi important. Et je vais m'arrêter là.
D'accord, merci. On a même eu à discuter ça, que les blogueurs, parfois on écrit juste, on fait les shout-outs et tout ça, comme vous avez dit, on fait les belles photos et tout ça, mais il n'y a pas vraiment, comment dirais-je, il n'y a pas les informations concernant les artistes ou concernant les gens que nous sommes en train de montrer au monde entier, parce que si les gens, les étrangers viennent sur les blogs chrétiens camerounais, c'est les informations qu'ils retrouvent dans les blogs là qui leur permettent de prendre les artistes au sérieux ou pas. Donc, vous venez de ressortir.
Okay.
Merci beaucoup. Donc, qu'est-ce que...
Yeah, Mr. Akubai, sorry, I don't know what is happening with the audio. It's really disturbing the sound.
Really?
Audio. Yeah, it's disturbing. There's a background sound from your end. So before you come up, maybe try to sort it out. I will just run over the side.
Something is echoing at the back, very, very badly.
Really?
Yeah, just try to check it out and then we'll come back. So let me just conclude, Mr. Emmanuel Ngannou. So, sir, I want to ask something which is very important. What is the drive as an event organizer, and how do you choose ministers who minister in the event that you host? Hello, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes, Mr. Cornell, why are you laughing?
No, I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you why I'm laughing privately.
Oh my God, what a question! What a question!
Yeah, what is the drive as an event organizer? How do you choose? What is how do I call it, Minister? He must just talk about spirometer. So, but what is how do you choose minister who minister in your event? Do you choose based on, value, based on contents? How do you choose? And we have to understand that, or what should be the standard that event organizer should,
Yeah. All right. I think a lot of nice things have been said here, and I'm listening. I hope that we had the time. I know we don't have the time.
Yeah.
To talk all these things, but first and foremost, I'm not just an event organizer. So I'm an event organizer, and I'm also, should I say, I'm doing a ministry. So, for example, Royal Flex is like a ministry to me. There is the part of, it's true that there's a part of the organization which I accept the fact and I agree with the fact that I'm an event organizer on one end, and on another end, I would say I'm just doing ministry, right? Okay. Now let me talk briefly about, say, the vision of Royal Flex. We have our core values, which is kingdom, excellence. We have kingdom, excellence, and then we have the other one is skipping my mind. Sorry. But I'll come back to that. But let me talk about the excellence, right? Let me talk about the excellence part. So there is one part which is kingdom. That is the ministry. Okay, the other one is relaxation. Sorry. The other one is relaxation. Kingdom, excellence, relaxation. Those are the three core values for Royal Flex. For kingdom, that's pure ministry. And just going to what the hitmaster was saying, in that light, sometimes, most often, I do it for free most often, right? So even if maybe say a token was to be charged, it will be a minute token that can maybe just assist, at least to solve one of, to help in one of the things that might help the program go successful. Because to do a program very costly and expensive. Now the part of, let me say, Royal Flex Chop Life that happens in December, it's relaxation. It's a relaxation angle. And at this point in time, I will tell you that I have two things in mind: business and ministry. You know, you can do ministry in business. We don't need to look down on this, because any gift that you have was given to you by God. And if you are receiving a salary for it, you are right. And that's ministry to me. You know, so the relaxation part, for example, seeks to say, okay, at the end of December, so many people work hard and they don't have where to maybe relax that has a certain standard. Now, we have to put in a lot of money to make sure we set up something great that the community, the Christian community, and even the non-Christian community, that's the beauty of the gospel. Because for the gospel, you have the Christian community and the non-gospel, the secular community that can be a part. Because at least almost everybody recognizes that there's God. Now, there are some people who will not want to go to a nightclub because of their values as Christians, to go there and listen to music that will not edify them. But they are feeling, when they see secular people do events that look nice, they are tempted to go there. And before you know it, many of them are going into the world. They are going wayward. Their fire is dying off. You know, so the Royal Flex relaxation now says, what if we set up something standard and classy that you are going to spend your money? That's why you pay, and you pay big time. Because we try to make it classy. You know, you spend your money, come in there. What we want to do, the ministry part in it is, though you are coming in for relaxation, you are being edified and inspired through music, maybe through a short talk by somebody that inspires you. You are learning and you are inspired. You can even be inspired on business, and you leave that place having been inspired and living with some ideas that can go a long way to help you in the future to do to excel in whatever you do. You know, that said, I'm unapologetic about that one, that it is payable. That's relaxation, and there's ministry in it, as a matter of fact, but it's payable because a lot has to be put in. We have to bring in ministers and artists that have to come perform, and we have to pay these people. I'm the one of the people that believe that we must honor our ministers and our artists. We should pay them for their sacrifice. We shouldn't take them for granted. I know the ministry part is there. That I believe many of our artists are not that selfish people. Many of them that we think that they tax, these are people too that can serve. They have served for free, and they still serve for free. It's just that when they start talking taxing and you don't understand, you might be nailing them. So I'm neither against those who are for taxing over, or they are not, and so on. If you don't understand certain things, you can easily condemn. I know many people, maybe who might tax, but these people are flexible. These people, they serve for free. I tell you, for free. These people have been serving for long. Now imagine an artist who is solely an artist. He's committed to gospel. He's committed to producing the best, to working out the best, to giving out the best. This person has no other option, no other second choice. He's working hard on this, and so on. We must draw a thin line there to know that even when they tax, we don't crucify them. To be honest with you, I don't think we have to crucify them. because there are even gospel programs, I want to be frank with us, that people pay.
Yeah, but I want to ask to conclude. How do you?
Let me conclude on the yes.
Okay.
I'm coming there. I'm concluding on the selection process. Now, the last value is excellence. I mentioned about Royal Flex. Now, one of the key things that brings you on the Royal Flex platform is excellence. We want to use that platform to encourage our ministers. One of us, I think it was Daniel, who was talking about many of us don't work. Or our brother NOMO. Many of our artists, they don't work hard. Right? They don't work on their gifts. The Bible says, "Seest thou a man diligent in what he does, he will not stand before mean men, he will stand before kings." So one of the main criteria is excellence. You have to really be good to come to the platform of at least the Royal Flex Shop Life. Let's put it that way, especially. Even the other ones, you have to at least, you might not be right up there.
I think the network is not the best, but that was CEO of Goya Flex, Mr. Emmanuel Ganu. He's been talking about the aspect of balancing. I mean, how to be able to how he select ministers for his event,
I'm
which
back.
is talking more of excellence. Okay, you want to conclude, sir?
Yeah.
So we get
I
to
just want to conclude.
before you leave.
I just want to conclude to say there is no bias. I want to be honest with you. I really have passion for the kingdom of God. I have passion for the gospel in Cameroon. And to be honest with you, there is no bias. There is no bias in the way we do it. The truth too, as well, is everybody cannot be on the platform at the same time. That's one thing we must know. But then anybody that is committed to their work, God might have called you, but how well do you invest? If you are not good, you are not diligent, even though you have the call and the anointing, you might sometimes not have the opportunity, and it will not mean that you are not good. So in our own little way, we want to see that we can encourage people to really bring out the best from them. And by the grace of God, you can always have a chance to minister in one of our programs as God grants the grace. Thank you.
Okay. So I want to ask lastly for your event. So you search for the people, or the people have to register at some point, or you create some kind of preliminaries towards the event for people to maybe send in their information or to register. What do you do about that? You search for the artist, or the other way around?
Yeah, for the artists, we have a team that we are working. We send an official letter for the artists, that we've selected, and then they have to respond officially as well. We are
Okay,
asking our
so what you're saying is that you have a committee that select artists, and not the artist maybe we applying to be part of the event.
of course, we sit down and we brainstorm based on our vision. The artists we want.
Okay.
Of course, I also have most of that happens, but kind of the vision is tied down. The final decision is tied down to me. Uh, But then we sit down and brainstorm as any good team, and then we get the best. We get letters out, and then when you respond, and so on. But so literally, we reach out. It's not the other way around. Even if you reach to us, and we were maybe you were in one we were planning to invite you, or we sat down and your name came up, there's no problem about that. So reaching out it's not a guarantee. Most often, I will tell, if you reach out to me, I'll say no. We have to discuss this out in our board. So I'm
Okay.
mostly responsible for the final decision, but I'm not responsible yet.
Please,
Okay.
I have a
So
question.
thank you so much.
I have a question
Okay.
from Mr. Nganu.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, since we are talking here about 237 in general, it's the entire community we are talking about, and not just Royal Flex. Now, as an event organizer, what do you think that we have the same thing?
Oh, we have lost our sister.
Yeah. The network.
Yeah. Can you come?
Okay.
She's coming.
Same events.
Please go
Okay.
ahead.
Let me just repeat the
Because
question.
that's
She's trying.
what like
Okay.
we see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Mr.
So
Robavine.
she's trying to say that. Do you think that? Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that generally we have same faces for same events? I mean, same faces occurring in many events. That's what she was trying to say. You feel this is what is happening in Cameroon? That we have same faces for same event over and over every year.
Well,
They have gone to that level. Can the others go?
absolutely true. It might be true in a dimension, but I don't think it's absolutely true. There is one fact that we cannot deny, that sometimes we have this community issue that I think is Daniel who spoke about, that sometimes people have the tendency to get to communities and it becomes difficult to interact. And I can tell you, sometimes it's not even the event organizer's fault. Sometimes we have formed cliques, and it seems to me that, I can't fully say, but it seems to me that sometimes maybe we form cliques and it seems like some people don't feel that they can be in another person's program. To me, I look at it as something insane. It's not a good thing. It's something we have to make sure that we diversify things. We are open. You might just have your guidelines that are general, but it should not be tied to community. To I know you, I know you, I don't know you, I don't know you. You are not in my community because I'm a friend to X. Therefore, anything that has to do with Y that I'm not a friend to, I should not be a part. No, that's not gospel. That's not. If we do that, then we have our own another gospel that we are preaching. And I can tell you that I'm sure things like this exist. I might not say to what extent industry, but they exist. But we need to really pray for this not to happen. That I can confidently go into any program happily. And an artist should be free to go to any program, everything being equal. Everything being equal, because there is a lot. Sometimes we see things at the background that we cannot see it.
Well,
There's a lot of
thank you so
sometimes.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming, and we really appreciate you coming here. But one of the things I want to also encourage is that flexibility and collaboration is something which is very important. I mean, we have here a gospel feelings, hitmaster, all of these people. I feel that gospel events should be more flexible. We also extend it to making it. I know every vision has their own principles and everything, but at the end of the day, we should be able to look towards the kingdom mindset. Not saying, I'm talking on a general perspective. If there's any event organizers out there that's doing event, we should be able to focus on the kingdom perspective goals, which for example, if I want to select an artist, I'm looking at the point, like you've talked, excellent for sure. God is a God of excellence. You can definitely bring somebody who has not been working. That should be done excellent. But equally, we should also look it at the point of a holistic view as well towards the kingdom. And thank you so much for the work you're doing at Royal Flex and everybody who is there.
Maybe
The
just
works are so
can you permit me
amazing.
just for 30
Yeah.
seconds to say something? Can you permit me for 30 seconds to say something
Okay.
so
Yeah.
that
Yes, sir.
we have that
Yes, sir.
perspective right? When
Yeah. Okay.
when I talk of excellence, we are already in a defined system, which is the gospel. So we are talking on about you as a minister, somebody that is spirit filled, but has refused. Because I tell you something, there are many people who think because you are spirit filled, you should not work on your craft. So when I talk excellence, when we talk excellence in our vision, we the spirit is one of is in fact is capital. So we can't carry a canal, maybe somebody who has no background and is just based on excellence. No. So I hope you understand that point. Yes. Example,
Yes, sir.
our
Yes,
last
sir.
program that happened, we actually prayed and said, God, this program is high level spiritual program. And we need people who can who are deep even spiritually before good outside, before being excellent. So I hope that you get that balance so that you don't
Okay.
any
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for coming, and we'll be looking forward to having you again. So, we want to
my
go
pleasure.
to Mr. Well, yeah, yeah. We want to go to Mr. Headmaster, Minister Daniel, who will run up the session. But before that, let's take a short break. We'll be back. Yeah, what is being discussed, I believe there's more time to really elaborate on many of these things. But one of the things I'm happy today is that at least we're getting different opinions from different people. And this is like when we meet, it's a series that will continue. This is episode one. It's something that will continue as the days unfold. And we'll be able to address issues that concerns the gospel of Christ in Cameroon, both home and abroad. And I really want to thank everybody for coming up today. So before we get to the session where we want to create a balance, so we have Hidden Master in the studio and we have Mr. Emmanuel Ganu will be leaving. So thank you so much, sir. Say hello to the camera. I don't know if you're there before you leave. Mr. Emmanuel, are you there?
Yes, yes, sir.
Can you say hello to the camera before you leave? So we're looking forward to having you again.
Okay. Thank you. I'm back on my screen. I was in a just a moment.
Okay.
Let,
So,
let me
people,
send out my
that's Mr. Emmanuel Ganu is the CEO of Royal Flex. So, thank you, sir, for coming. And for sure, we'll need to have you
Odogu.
because we have to try this issue of event in Cameroon. We have to deal with that. So, we'll surely have you again. So, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Odogu.
having me. Thank you. Thank you for having the great speakers that are here. The head master always doing a great job. You are in ministry, sir. So you are
He's in
doing
ministry. Yeah.
ministry. you
Yeah.
know, we have
I'm
our
in
brother Daniel.
ministry.
Yeah, we have. Thank you, Minister Akubai, our co-host, and may God bless you.
Okay.
And I really want to celebrate the work that you are doing. To be honest, so one can feel your heartbeat for the gospel in Cameroon. And I believe it's not going to end in
Yeah.
Cameroon. Yes, it's going to extend. Together,
Yeah.
as we keep talking like
Amen.
this, I believe that one day we'll get it right. Nigeria has not gotten it right
Yeah.
100%, but Nigeria is far advanced in terms of
I know.
maturity and a lot of things, far. So one day, I believe we'll get there as well.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
One more thing. We have a conference coming up in the States, in the USA. So looking forward to also, we'll reach out to you maybe for maybe collaborative or whatever. This is the revival we need. This is a conference that will be in the month of October in the state of Washington, D.C. So this is powered by 227 Global Network. So this is an
Nice.
event that we
Very
have
nice.
Wow.
from across the world. So we are working, and equally we'll be launching the 227 Global Awards. It's a program which is very interesting. We'll be reaching out to everybody for
Nice.
working collaboration and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
So I just wanted to
That's
bring this
massive.
up here.
That's
Yeah. So
massive.
thank you
Of
so much,
course.
sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Massive.
we'll be looking to have you again. I mean, we want to go to Mr. Daniel and Mr.
Thank you.
Headmaster. I've got a lot to say. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Headmaster. Thank you, Mr. Daniel.
You're welcome, sir.
Odogu.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. Bye, bye, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. Let's just kind of create some balance here with with what we have at the studio. So we have left with us Minister. Okay, Headmaster. You're a minister.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
He's a
So
businessman,
Nah.
you see.
Akuba, you know I don't like that word, right? You know, everybody knows that.
What
No,
your
no, no,
minister.
no. I'm a Christian. I love God, but let's leave that name aside for now.
No, so all right. We are moving
So
forward.
like minister.
What
So Minister
concretely?
Uba,
Yes.
we have to
What
keep a
what
balance.
now? What concrete? We have said all these things that we have said. So what is the take-home message for today? What can we do concretely? Okay, Headmaster, what can you say? What is the concrete thing that has to be done by gospel artists? Let me put this one for you since you work with them.
Yes,
What
thank you.
concretely?
I'm glad you didn't say ministers, because I've said go to church and read the Bible. Don't mind me, everyone. Okay, look, artist, gospel music artists. Artists means what? You create something that belongs to you, and you're putting it out there for the enjoyment, or edification, enjoyment, and whatever your reasons might be. Number one, I think that the entire gospel music industry, I don't think there's an industry yet, Akubai. I'm telling you, in this country, that there's no industry yet. Because there's a lot of things, yes, no, honestly speaking, there's a lot of things that I just look and I think I'm like, really? Okay. First of all, let us create an industry. One, Akubai, I'll tell you, I don't think, it's not about the money, it's not about the fame, but let me put it this way. I think 99.9999.9 gospel artists in Cameroon are actually seeing the rewards of their labor. Like, let's see it. Forget these posters here and there, forget. The 5,000 they give for church. And I don't want to go there. Now, secondly, I think that after the creation, let us create an industry where we structure it, right? Let us have structure. Let us say, okay, what is publishing? Who is publishing who? Who is doing this? Who is doing that? Right? What are the organizations that we need to join? Okay, are we joining Sonacam? What blah 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 blah. Let us put ourselves out there. It's not us. Let gospel artists put themselves out there. Be members of associations. Be involved in things that are in the development of the music industry in Cameroon. You are a voice. You cannot be a voice. You cannot light the lamp and put under the bush well. It doesn't work that way. I was speaking to the board cheerleader of Sonaka, Mamin Bekum. I'm sure you know her in Yaoundé. And they had this thing where she asked me, but Tembi, why is it that you gospel artists never show up for any meetings? You never do anything. You are just in your own space. And I felt so ashamed. They called for a meeting at the Ministry of what? This ministry only is what? This Ministry of Culture. Thank you very much. Where they wanted to hand Salatel thing. They gave everybody invitation. Mine came. I was supposed to go and represent, but not a single gospel artist was there. Were you there, Akuba? Did you see a gospel artist there?
Did they invite us?
Good. Did they know you? They don't know you. Why don't they know you? Because you're not present. Why not present? You're in the background doing ministry in church. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, if I don't know you, I can't get to you. No matter how much I Google, no matter how much I YouTube, if I don't know you, you're not effective. Now it means your voice is heard only in your little space. And when you're in your little space, right, you're not being effective to the world that God has sent you to do ministry to. If I want to use that word, quote unquote. Okay. Yeah, you understand? So be involved in things. It doesn't mean that you are unequally yoked to with the world, no, but you need to let your voice heard. Thirdly, get information on how you can get yourself out there. There's a lot of information. Come to me. It's my job to tell you what to do. Right? If not, go on internet, buy that 100 megabytes. Google, how can I as a gospel artist succeed? You see a lot of write-ups. Read, get information. Right? Yeah, no, it's true. You read, get information, you'll be able to know what next to do. But many of us are busy not doing anything with our careers, all in the name of we are hoping that one day God will shine light on us. It doesn't work that way. So practical steps. The fourth thing and last thing I want to say is, please, it is very possible for you to succeed as a gospel artist in Cameroon. It is very, very, very possible. Akubai is an example. Abi Adilai.
No.
Am I lying? Good. It's very possible for this. If you know the right steps to take, know the right places to go, know the right people to meet, you will make it in this country. It is very, very, very possible. I think I've said a few things that I can say on my mind. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Mr. Robavine, do you have something for Daniel? Oh, I should go ahead.
Your mic is off, brother.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Sorry, I want to comment on what Minister Headmaster said. He talks about
again, Minister.
Okay, I want to comment on what Headmaster said.
All right, I take it for now.
Yeah, I want to comment on that. You talk about mechanization of an industry. You talk about an industry creating an industry, with systems and all of those stuff. This Sonakam issue is something which I have to come there to talk on it, because we have one organization, primary organization, which is called ACM, and most of the leaders there are working with Sonakam. They are like maybe board chair. We have Mami Mandi. We have Mr. Gotwa Nkwasi. We have to come to that aspect of addressing that for artists, because this is some form of, I call it exploitation to a certain level, which in a sense that the terms and conditions which have been stated maybe by Sonakam are not being respected, or they do not give value to the artists that they say they are doing maybe copyright protection
for
all of those.
But the thing is,
okay,
my brother, sorry. Yeah, okay, great. That Sonakam is an example. There's a lot of that. Sonakam is responsible, right, for, like you said, the protection of copyrights for artists, and responsible for collection of royalties, right, and rights, blah 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 blah, through payouts for Cameroonian registered artists under them around the world. We know Cameroon. It's not a big deal. There are other bodies, right? SASEM is another body. You need to understand that you need to go through a publisher, right, to get some of these things ready. So some of this is right. If Sonakam is failing, great, with Cameroon, it's a fifth world country. There's a lot of corruption and blah 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 blah. Now there are other royalty or copyright organizations, right, that you can work with through a publicist that'll be able to get your rights or your payouts ready. I'm being published by Share Publishing in South Africa. I need joke with my money. 1 franc you go no place. Do you understand? Yeah, of course, because I know what I'm worth. I know what and I have the information. Yeah, Sonakam is doing what they are doing, but then if you have the right information, you will not only go to Sonakam or follow Sonakam. I can be published by 3 publicists. You know that? Yes, I can be Headmaster. I can have 3, 4 publicists. 4. Do you know that? It's very possible. So yeah, okay. It's just a matter of information. And then, so the last thing I want to say is, sorry.
On that also.
Yeah. The last thing I want to say is about, yes, just the last thing I want to say. The intention, right, of gospel artists while doing ministry, quote unquote, is to create, or it should be to create content. Now, for example, we're talking about event organizers who, sometimes they streamline, blah, 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 blah. But let's look at the Cameroon gospel music scene and holistically. When I go online, let me remove Akubai because she's a client of mine and a few other people. When I go online and I want to check for gospel music in Cameroon, who do I see? Those that have created content, those that are putting themselves out there, those that have tried to release stuff on very consistent basis. These are the people that event organizers will look for because that's who they know. Now, it's not about only getting clicks or, blah, 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 blah. If I go on and I see 15 songs by Prosamenko and 15 songs by Akubai, those are who I'm going to go for, because I know that in as much as I want to use other people, they are the go-to people for my event or for my program, whether or not. But so gospel artists, while doing ministry, if you're going to a place, make sure you get enough content for yourself. Bloggers will not blog glasses, they will blog you. Bloggers will not blog from heaven. They would say you cannot give them a discography which is empty. What is your discography? What are you saying? Who are you? Some of those things that people don't know. You think, okay, go to church, hallelujah, amen. They take 2 pictures, put online. That's not content. Create the right content for yourself, and then you will see that things will start turning off for you the right way. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks so much.
Headmaster.
Okay, let me just comment before I leave it to Minister Akubai to continue. So when you talk of, I think of, let me say industry like 227 Gospel Global Networks, I feel that we have that kind of mechanization which we have created within Cameroon, in Europe, and in USA. We have a team structure in Cameroon, in USA, and in Europe, which we are working. We have been able to reach out to a lot of people for this aspect of association. We have an association, we have partnership with many platforms. Now, when we do this reach out, the responses are very, very, discouraging. I can tell you that. Why? Because a lot of people have this independency mindset. This is, like you said, in as much as we are doing ministry, we are doing business also is in ministry, but also we have to be careful on how we do it. We do business in ministry, not business with ministry. Because when we do business with ministry, we equate God and the business aspect. But when we do business in ministry, we bring business in need, because the Bible says that our work, your gift shall make way for you. So it means that the business come within the frame of the ministry, but of course not going across or above or against the morals or the principles that binds what, because like it or not, lead master, your minister, the bits you're doing and all of those stuff is something like it's a full ministry, which with that you're blessing life, like it or not. So now the business you're bringing in is something that subjugate what will sustain you. Yeah, so that's what I want to say. I can say that for 227, we have that mechanism and we are striving toward that, and we're open to everybody. When it comes to membership, we have a membership actually. We have a growing membership from Cameroonians all over the world. Minister Akubai is here, she can testify. We have an executive structure. We have in Cameroon, we have in Europe, all of them are active, and in USA. We have a conference in USA, and it's not the people in Cameroon who are planning that. There is the USA team that very soon will be having a Europe come together. It's not the people in Cameroon doing that. The Europe team is doing that. So equally, this is something which Cameroonians have to also know, and we need to go in for collaboration, working together. Again, 227 is open for everyone, and of course, we keep on reaching out. And we're looking for Hitmaster. We have to create a collaboration with the HD Studio for sure. We have to do a collaboration. Our
We're
team will
open,
reach out
yeah.
to you. Everybody
Okay.
will reach out for a collaboration, because we have a lot of ministers, especially gospel artists, that would like to have good content and all of this stuff. This is what we need. So we have to create this collaboration for them as well. So, Minister Akubai, over to you. And let's create a balance. Let's create a balance.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Headmaster. I can always count on your open-mindedness and your frank talk.
Minister,
Thank you so much. No, no. Thank you for that. Thank you. We'll come back to you, my brother Daniel.
Yes.
Yes, we notice there is a lot of negativity. Il y a trop de l'énergie négative. Il y a trop d'énergie négative parmi les artistes gospel. Trop de négatif, l'énergie négative même avec les pasteurs dans les réseaux sociaux. On s'insulte, on dit tout ce qu'on dit là sur les réseaux et pour moi, parfois, c'est pas très bon pour nous. Pour moi, c'est contre l'évangile, hein, parce que si nous restons là-bas sur les réseaux chaque fois pour faire tous ces commentaires négatifs, insulter les frères et tout ça, pour moi, ça ternit l'image, ah oui, de Christ, si je peux dire ainsi. Donc, en toi, qu'est-ce que tu peux dire par rapport à cela? Qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire? Parce que tout le monde sait qu'il y a un problème. On ne fait pas ceci, il y a tel problème, il y a l'individualisme, il y a ceci, il y a ceci. Quelles sont les démarches que toi-même, en tant que promoteur, oui, quelles sont les démarches? Qu'est-ce que tu penses qu'on peut faire concrètement pour avancer en tant que promoteur?
Alors, je pense que on n'aura pas assez de temps pour dire tout ce
Oui,
qu'il y a.
juste brièvement.
Il y a beaucoup de choses à dire. Mais il y a deux catégories de personnes qu'il faut cibler. Quand on parle de cette question, il y a deux catégories de personnes qu'il faut cibler. Il y a les principaux acteurs, que sont les chantres, vous, et il y a tous ceux qui sont autour. On ne peut pas les mélanger dans le même panier parce que les missions sont différentes. Pour ce qui concerne les chantres, les artistes gospel, however, comment on les appelle, il y a une seule chose que moi je leur demanderais, c'est d'aller au studio de monsieur Hitmaster, de travailler, de s'asseoir, d'écrire des tubes, d'écrire des chansons, de penser leur musique. Il y a quelque chose que je fais souvent. Je demande souvent à certaines personnes qui chantent de m'envoyer leur texte. Leur texte. C'est-à-dire que tu m'envoies la chanson, je te demande de m'envoyer ton texte. Plusieurs ont des soucis d'écriture. Il faut apprendre, ne serait-ce que ça, apprendre à écrire un texte. Avant même le studio, si tu es chantre, ça va te prendre du temps. Si tu veux bien faire, ça va te prendre du temps. Donc, il ne faut pas être oisif. J'ai du mal à m'imaginer un chantre, un artiste gospel qui veut vraiment aller loin pour Dieu, être oisif, passer le temps à parler, passer le temps à commenter, passer le temps à... Il y a des choses qui vont arriver, voilà, que l'on t'invite sur une scène, que l'on programme un conseil et on ne t'invite pas, ça va arriver. Mais je causais également avec un frère et on avait la même vision de la chose. On disait ceci, tant qu'on ne vient pas vers moi, je considère que je ne suis pas encore de nature à être appelé. Et pourquoi on ne m'appelle pas? C'est ça les bonnes questions. On ne m'appelle pas pourquoi? Notre ministre Hickman, il a dit quelque chose. Il a dit que, parlant du ministère de la Culture, certains sont tellement en bac qu'on ne les voit même pas. Tu peux faire de bonnes choses, mais on ne les connaît pas. Maintenant, combien de personnes font même de bonnes choses? Il faut d'abord faire de bonnes choses et puis faire connaître ces bonnes choses. Ces choses doivent venir à la face du monde entier. Elles doivent être challengées par rapport à tout ce que les autres font all over the world pour qu'on puisse t'appeler. Quand on ne t'appelle pas, toi, chantre, la bonne posture, c'est de te demander pourquoi est-ce qu'on ne m'appelle pas? On ne va pas. Toi, le chantre, ce n'est pas le chantre qui s'auto-donne une valeur. Tu ne te donnes pas à toi une valeur. Tu travailles jusqu'à arriver à un certain niveau qui te donne la valeur. Et tu dois travailler jusqu'à ce que ta valeur soit reconnue. Et là, ça va te permettre, ça me permet de chuter sur un autre point. Il y a aussi un autre débat actuellement au 237, les cachets, comment ça se rémunère, combien est-ce qu'on donne à tel ou un tel. C'est le même problème. Toi, chantre, Tu ne te lèves pas un matin et tu décides de combien on doit te donner. Tu dois suffisamment travailler et arriver à un niveau où tu vas te situer dans une balance. Tu vas te situer dans une échelle. Lorsque les gens vont vouloir t'appeler, ils vont savoir que tu es dans cette échelle. Tu n'auras même pas à parler. Parce que tu auras travaillé pour donner de l'aura à ton image, pour donner de l'aura à ton ministère, au point où, quand on va t'appeler, tu n'auras même pas besoin de parler. Les gens qu'on va envoyer venir te parler vont savoir qu'ils doivent te situer dans une échelle. C'est dans cette échelle-là qu'on va commencer à discuter de l'offrande qu'on doit te donner. Donc, tant que quelqu'un, là je suis encore sur la première catégorie, les chantres. Un chantre ne s'autodonne pas une valeur. Travaille jusqu'à ce que ta valeur soit reconnue. C'est ça.
Yeah.
Moi, je dis, puisque tu m'as demandé comment est-ce que moi je m'y prends pour ce qui est de mon label, je vais vous dire quelque chose de très pertinent. L'année passée, il y a 2 contrats que j'ai signés avec 2 artistes, mais qui n'ont pas duré 2 mois parce que on les a déchirés. J'ai rompu les contrats. Demandez-moi pourquoi. Je me suis rendu compte que j'étais avec des gens qui voulaient être stars demain. Ils signent des contrats aujourd'hui, ils veulent être stars demain. Mais quand est-ce que tu auras pris le temps de donner de la valeur à ton ministère? Moi, je ne suis pas magicien. Je suis manager, je suis producteur, mais je ne vais pas forcer les organisateurs à te prendre sur leur scène si tu n'as pas donné suffisamment de valeur à ce que tu fais.
Yeah. Yeah.
Donc, artistes, mettez-vous dans la tête que vous devez travailler pour donner de la valeur à ce que vous faites. Ça va prendre le temps que ça va prendre, mais à un moment donné, tu n'auras même pas à parler. On va t'appeler. Et tant que je suis avec quelqu'un, je me rends compte qu'il n'a pas ce mindset, on se sépare. Tout de suite. Tout de suite, on se sépare. Donc, ça, c'est pour ceux qui chantent. Ça, c'est pour ceux qui chantent. Maintenant, la deuxième catégorie, tous ceux qui sont autour. Moi, je dis, persévérons. C'est tout ce que je peux dire. Parce que tout à l'heure, un hitmaster disait que vraiment, s'il faut nous mettre sur la même balance avec le Nigeria, il est vraiment, vraiment... moi, je préfère dire qu'il n'y a encore rien. Comme il a dit, il n'y a encore rien. Donc, travaillons juste. Des initiatives comme celle-ci sont à saluer. Et vraiment, je dis bravo, un grand bravo à cette équipe. Du simple fait qu'il y ait une représentation au Cameroun, aux États-Unis, en Europe, grand bravo à vous. PERETS, il est là, grand bravo à Zamba. Tous ceux qui font des choses dans l'ombre, ils sont nombreux. Des personnes qui essayent de faire des choses dans l'ombre, grand bravo. Continuons juste parce que j'ai même souvent envie de dire aux gens qu'on n'est même pas encore au niveau où il faut sélectionner ce qu'on fait. Non, faisons d'abord. Il faut produire des choses en quantité pour que le Cameroun, le 237, soit visible. D'abord, il faut de la quantité. À la quantité, on va ajouter de la qualité. Mais j'aime souvent dire aux gens qu'aujourd'hui, on admire le Congo, on admire le Nigeria, mais ils n'ont pas commencé à faire des tubes avec des clips waouh du jour au lendemain. Il y a eu des clips où, si on remet ces clips aujourd'hui, on ne va même pas les regarder. Il y a des chansons que si on les remet aujourd'hui, si on les remet telles qu'elles ont été conçues il y a de cela 10 ans, on aura du mal à les écouter. Mais ils ont d'abord produit en quantité. Ils ont produit en quantité. Et plus le temps est passé, ils ont amélioré leur processus. Et aujourd'hui, on en vient à des choses qu'on apprécie tout le temps. Pourquoi? Parce qu'ils ont stabilisé leur niveau de production. Tout ce qui sort de ces pays maintenant, c'est standardisé. Mais il a d'abord fallu qu'à un moment donné, il y ait de la quantité. Donc, à tous ceux qui ne sont pas chantres et qui sont dans l'univers du gospel, le mot que j'ai à dire, c'est que travaillons, ne relâchons pas. Il y a beaucoup de distractions. Beaucoup. Et aujourd'hui, je parlais encore avec un de mes frères. C'est une question de contrat et tout ça. Je lui ai dit, frère, ne fais même pas mention de ce problème. Il avait un problème avec un artiste de son label. Je lui ai dit, ne fais même pas mention de ça sur la toile. Parce qu'on est à peine en train de gérer d'autres questions liées à des concerts, qu'une autre question arrive, tout le monde est focalisé sur cette autre question. À quel moment on travaille sur les projets? À quel moment? On est trop occupé à faire des choses à côté qui ne nous gagnent à rien, en fait. Donc, à tous les autres, je dis vraiment, tous ceux qui ont des studios, tous ceux qui ont des structures, quel que soit ce que tu fais dans la photo, tu fais dans la vidéo, travaillons juste. Produisons des choses en quantité, produisons des choses en qualité. Allons nous former, formons-nous Parce que après, s'il faut que nous ajoutions du professionnalisme dans ce qu'on fait, il faut qu'on soit challengé. C'est quand tu es challengé avec l'extérieur que tu connaîtras vraiment quel est ton niveau. Donc, formons-nous pour être à la hauteur des challenges avec les autres. On doit pouvoir causer vis-à-vis avec les gens d'ailleurs, sans être complexé.
D'accord.
Merci.
Merci.
I want to add something to what he said, please. 1 minute.
Briefly. Not up to 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds, start counting. See, he said something very important there. You know, I receive artists in my office every day. And the one question they ask me is, oh, okay, so when you produce this song, I'll start making money, right? Cameroonians have not understood that it takes time. I've been making music now for 11 years. Professionally, 11 years. People want to just start singing today. I'm just talking about this. I'm not talking about glorifying God. I mean, those that come in here with creative work for me to do, right? Be it secular, but most often it's gospel people that ask me this question. So, what if they did a song for me? I can sell and make money, right? They don't understand that it's a process. Please, if you're watching out there, it is a process, right? Like what he's saying. If you're signed under a record label, don't think that the label will do magic for you tomorrow to have a house or be or be on the same stage with Sinach or Don Moen. It doesn't work that way. It took years for Don Moen to get there. It took years for Sinach to get. It will take years, maybe a lifetime for you to get there. Yeah. Just work hard and pray and be hopeful and believe God. The strategies you put in there. There's no magic in music. I'm sorry. There's no straight formula in music industry. You try, it fails. You try again until you get it right. So when they are trying and they are failing, don't think that they are using or exploiting you. They are trying strategies until it will work. And when you get out there, you'll be a blessing to folks.
Thank you very much, Headmaster. Thank you very much. I think what you people have brought out there is very pertinent, because sometimes I think that the Cameroonian public is very hard on the artists. The Cameroon public is so expectant. Their expectations are too high, you know, and they compare us to people who have been working for 20 years, for example. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge right there. So I really like what you people have said. It's a process and we are getting there. We are getting there. So let's just produce our work en quantité. Produisons en quantité, comme notre frère Daniel a dit. Parce que parfois, il y a d'autres qui se sentent peut-être frustrés parce qu'on ne fait que critiquer leurs œuvres et tout ça. Donc, pas de frustration. Continuons seulement à travailler. Monsieur NOMO Perez, je vais te poser une question. Quels sont les conseils que tu peux donner aux blogueurs 237? Aux blogueurs chrétiens du 237?
Comme je disais tantôt, le premier conseil que je peux donner, c'est de ne pas aimer la facilité. Comme je disais tantôt, on passe le temps à mettre des photos et tout. Et Headmaster l'a dit aussi tout à l'heure. Je pense qu'il faut, on a besoin de véritable contenu. On a besoin de, quand on vient, de connaître exactement quel artiste fait quoi, quel est son background, quelles sont les chansons qu'il a l'habitude de sortir, il a à quel niveau maintenant, il a allé où, il a chanté quoi. Moi, je suis toujours un peu surpris d'aller sur un blog et de ne pas voir de musique, en fait. Je n'arrive pas à comprendre comment tu peux être un blog de musique et il n'y a pas de musique dans le blog que tu fais. Tu vas me parler de Akubai, mais je n'écoute pas de Akubai, je n'écoute pas de Manuela Patouma ou de je ne sais quoi. Quand on fait si tu fais un blog de musique, je pense que on doit y trouver, en fait, c'est le plus simple, en fait. On doit y trouver de la musique. Donc, je pense que les gens doivent apprendre à faire des recherches, à aller vers les personnes. Je ne sais pas combien de fois, avec Daniel, par exemple, les gens ne savent peut-être pas, nous, il y a des jours où on reste jusqu'à 1h, 2h du matin, on se parle, je connais ce qu'il fait. Et puis, quelqu'un sera surpris que sur ma page, par exemple, on va trouver, par exemple, du Manuela Patouma ou de Israël Biaka ou de je ne sais pas qui. Mais c'est tout à fait normal parce que nous, on échange beaucoup. Je connais ce qu'il fait. Chaque fois qu'il a un nouveau contenu, il me l'envoie et tout. Ça fait que je suis à la page de ce qui se fait. Or, je pense que les blogueurs doivent apprendre à chercher, à faire de véritables recherches. Et de deux, je pense que les blogueurs aussi devraient avoir des modèles. J'ai l'impression que dans le blogging, chacun fait comme il sent, comme il croit voir, quoi. Mais en fait, il devrait avoir des modèles, des défis, des personnes qui vous ont challengé pour entrer dans ce domaine-là et qui ont une certaine façon de faire et qui ont apporté une certaine lumière dans ce qui se faisait à ce moment. Et je pense que ce sont ces personnes qui doivent vous challenger et vous donner de pouvoir vous améliorer dans ce sens. Donc, moi, il y a beaucoup, quand j'ai commencé, que ce soit dans le monde séculier ou que ce soit dans le gospel, il y a des blogs qui m'ont défié de par leur façon de faire, de par leur façon d'attirer les gens, de par leur façon d'avoir du contenu. Et pour des chrétiens, de par leur façon de ramener les gens à Dieu. Parce qu'il ne s'agissait pas juste de mettre de la musique, mais il s'agissait de mettre des contenus qui ramenaient les cœurs complètement vers Dieu. Donc, je pense que euh, comme je le disais au départ, la première fois où je parlais, je disais que beaucoup, j'ai l'impression que beaucoup sont téléchutés. Ils atterrissent juste là, c'est entre guillemets un business. Mais je pense que quand on a la passion et qu'on a la vision, on court et on fait ce qu'il y a à faire bien. Donc, le conseil que je donnerais, ne faites pas de la facilité, travaillez durement, faites des recherches. Moi, par exemple, je n'écoute pas que ceux qui sont connus. En fait, je passe le temps à rechercher, à savoir de qui, des nouveaux, qu'est-ce qu'il fait, quelles sont les nouvelles personnes qui essaient de sortir, qui font un nouveau projet, qu'est-ce qui se fait de bien. Et c'est vrai que Zamba, peut-être beaucoup de voix francophones, mais moi, j'écoute la musique de tout le monde, quoi. J'essaye vraiment de partir partout, des plus jeunes, des moins jeunes et tout pour apporter toujours quelque chose de nouveau, de différent. Donc, je pense qu'il ne faut pas aimer la facilité. Je pense qu'il faut faire des recherches. Je pense qu'il faut aussi comprendre, comme on le disait, Robavine disait tout à l'heure, que c'est aussi un ministère et que beaucoup de personnes viennent écouter, chrétiens ou non, et par là, par les contenus qui sont là, peuvent être transformés et peuvent totalement s'engager avec Dieu. Donc, pas de facilité, la profondeur, la vision, et avoir des modèles. Je pense que c'est ce que je peux conseiller pour pouvoir pousser et aller plus loin. Donc, cherchez véritablement des contenus, rapprochez-vous des articles, cherchez à découvrir ce qu'il y a de nouveau, essayez d'apporter. Je pense aussi que le blogging permet de ramener cette unité qu'on voudrait voir, parce que tout le monde est
D'accord.
connecté. Et
OK.
je pense que
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Et je voulais aussi ajouter quelque chose pour encourager les artistes que lorsque les blogueurs viennent chez vous pour demander les informations, s'il nous plaît, donnons ces informations aux blogueurs parce qu'ils sont là pour nous aider. Parce que parfois, il y a les blogueurs qui se sont plaints, ils demandent les informations aux artistes, mais parfois, il y a certains artistes qui ne répondent même pas. Il y a certains artistes qui ne donnent pas assez d'informations pour leur faciliter le travail. Donc,
Speak
il
to
faut
my
que
manager.
Non, Hitmaster est en train de dire que lorsque tu demandes l'information, l'artiste te dit carrément que, pardon, il faut parler à mon manager. Non, il faut que nous aussi, nous prenions notre travail au sérieux et aussi communiquer avec les gens. Le manager est là pour faire son travail, mais nous avons aussi notre part à faire. The manager has his work to do. You, as the artist, you also have to contribute, to the growth of your ministry or career, whatever way you choose to call it. You also have your own contribution to make. You don't just have to sit and say you have a manager. You yourself, you have to be active to do your work on your page and give out information. I personally asked for some people's songs because I really like the song. I went to the internet. I tried to search for the MP3 versions of those songs. I couldn't find them. So I finally had to ask the artist, please, can I have the audio version of this, your song? Till today, he didn't reply to me till today. So somehow we complain that people don't support us, but somewhere along the line, we too, I think we are an obstacle to that support. Yeah. Over to you, Mr. Robavine.
Well, I think we have talked a lot. We just round up now to end up the show. But I really want to thank everybody, especially those who have been watching. Again, this show series, it's was better as a result of the 227, the Faces of 227. It's a project which we launched, and we had to have number of categories of people, which this project is to address the issue of the value. One of the aspects is value. So we are now at the second phase of this project, which we want to be able to see how we can, recognize Cameroonian talents from all over the world who have been working so hard to put Cameroon on the map. In this category, of course, we get right up to the level of awards. So if you can see my screen, like we started, this is the phases. It's available on our website, www.227gospelnetworks.org. I don't know where it's there. Okay, this is the website there. Everything that you want to know about this project is available there. Anything you want to know, it's available there. This phases also for this year edition, we had 14 categories. So we had veterans, we have church leaders, we have artists, we have trailblazers, we have media, we had emerging stakeholders, we had producers, and we had instrumentalists as well, we had humanitarian, we had event organizers, we had performing arts and cinematography, which we had under it, dancers, spoken word, models, comedians, and writers. So everything is available on our website, and every month 227 is, every month we have workshops and seminars. But these workshops and seminars is subjective to just members. For you to participate in this workshop, you must be a member of 227 Gospel Global Networks. We have a membership in 3 regions of the world. That's in Cameroon, in Europe, and in USA. So if you're in any part of the world, in any of this region, you can reach out to us through Facebook with our coordinator or our team for the various regions. We can get to you. We equally have ambassadors who are located in different regions of the world. If you go to our website, you click, you see our ambassadors, you see the work they are doing. The Faces is a project which I was talking. The global conference, we have a global conference coming up in USA this year in the states of Washington, D.C. And of course, live programs we have. Everything is here. You see the hotspot on our website. This is the event now we're having when we meet, and many other stuff we have. So 227 is here and open. And equally, we're looking forward to reach to as many persons as possible. So again, thanks everybody for coming. We had Headmaster on the studio. Headmaster, I don't know, where are you? So you want to talk about what you do, like, for a second? Before we run up, your mic is muted.
Sorry. I'm on here and I'm working, so I don't want to. I have a project to deliver tomorrow. Okay, so my name is Tembi.
Yeah.
I'm popularly known as Hitmaster, or the one-man band. I'm CEO of HT Studios. I am a career musician. I am a music career consultant, and I'm a lot of things. But for this platform, I want to be a music career consultant and coach. Is that better? Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm actually a pastor's son. A bishop's son. That's where you see most of my church background comes from. All right. Surprisingly, the guy who talks too much is a church boy. All right. So
where are you?
I'm in Douala. I was getting there. We're located. Offices are located in Douala, Mosque Tanko Bonaberi, and my social media handles. On Facebook, I'm Hitmaster ZA. On Instagram, I'm Hitmaster ZA. On Twitter, I'm Hitmaster ZA. On Snapchat, I'm Hitmaster ZA. One handle everywhere. Hitmaster ZA, you'll find me. Hello.
Okay, thank you so much, Headmaster. Thank you so much. Okay, and now we get to our brother Daniel.
Merci, merci pour l'invitation. J'espère qu'on aura l'occasion d'échanger encore une autre fois. Il y a vraiment beaucoup de choses à se dire. Alors, nous, qu'est-ce qu'on fait chez Gospel Feeling? Chez Gospel Feeling, on fait deux choses. Bon, je vais résumer en deux choses. Nous sommes une structure de production, de management, d'accompagnement, de booking artistique, gospel. Mais aussi, nous sommes des prestataires de services, c'est-à-dire que tout ce que vous pouvez vous imaginer comme service pour un artiste, accompagnement studio, accompagnement shooting vidéo, tout cela est aussi offert comme prestation. Donc, c'est ce que l'on fait au quotidien. Et puis, à ce jour, c'est, je crois, sept artistes gospel qui ont commencé des projets, c'est-à-dire commencé et terminé des projets avec Gospel Feeling. Il y a plusieurs projets pour lesquels on n'est pas forcément mis en avant parce qu'on a fait une partie du process et peut-être pas tout le process. Mais voilà, il y a plusieurs projets comme ça pour lesquels on n'a pas forcément signé en bas parce que bon, c'était pas forcément nous qui avons fait cette partie. Et donc, c'est ce que l'on fait au quotidien. Et voilà, avec toujours notre mot d'ordre, c'est l'excellence, l'excellence et l'excellence. Ouais.
On peut vous avoir comment?
Alors,
les réseaux, on vous trouve comment?
Oui, sur Facebook, c'est Gospel Feeling. C'est Gospel Feeling. Sur Instagram également, Gospel Feeling. Et après, sur toutes les pages des artistes Gospel Feeling, vous avez forcément un lien qui revient sur nos pages.
D'accord. Merci beaucoup. Vous avez été vraiment...
Merci pour l'invitation.
Wow.
C'est moi qui vous remercie.
Merci. Here we go.
You want to talk about you?
Je te vois, je te vois,
Very interesting. I always find it difficult to talk about me. Well, I am Akubai. I'm a minister of the gospel. Yes, I sing.
But you're an artist. Forget.
And I am an ordained minister of the gospel, Mr. Tembi.
Oh yes. I know. I saw the color.
I am an artist, right? So when I say I'm a minister of the gospel, I'm not saying that in the terms of singing. All right.
Yes,
so
I'm
a singer and a songwriter, and I'm also the founder of Impact Makers for Humanity. It's a non-governmental organization. We build competencies and extend compassionate assistance to vulnerable communities. That's it. I'll leave it there for now. Thank you so much.
Minister Akubai. Yeah, my name, I'm Robavine. So, by privilege, I'm the CEO, president of 227 Global Networks. So, 227 Global Networks, again, is open to everybody. We are alive and open and available in the 3 regions of the world, Europe, Cameroon, and in USA. We are always available here at any time. You can learn more about us at www.227gospelnetworks.org. Now, this is we have this goal to be able to how we can create as minister, let me not put it, Chief Master was saying, create this structuralization in the gospel of Christ in Cameroon. This is one of the goals of 227, where we bring the various sectors who are influencing, the gospel in Cameroon. We bring them together, see how we can work. That is why we see networks. Our goal is networking, to bring the people together, see how we can work together, build common ground, and all of those stuff. It's very important. By what everybody has said today, I think the way forward is I saw one place in the comment section where the CEO of Nikki Hits was mentioned something about we have to get to that place. We have to, to improve. We all need to hear where we can all improve. So this is one of the fundamental issues we have everybody must see. We have to get to that place We have to be selfless. We have to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Have the attitude to be able to learn, unlearn, and relearn again. And with this project, especially the project that led to this show, I really want to talk. I mean, expressly talk about Minister Akubai has been she has been a great resource. I mean, I never know she know a lot of people across, especially the French people. So she has really been a very, very great tool. Sometimes, I mean, I'm one of those persons who talk with Cameroonians across the world more than 100 per week, more than 100 Cameroonians every week, more than I talk like on phone, have meetings. And I've seen the level of intellectual capacity that we have. It's so huge. But how do we make use of it? This is the issue. And 227 is coming here to be able to see how we can. Of course, our work is something which you cannot reach out to everybody. It involves us all, coming into the table to see how we can work. So thank everybody. Monsieur Daniel, merci. Thank you so much for joining all the way from where you're joining. We really appreciate and Mr. Kuba. So again, we will look forward to reach out to you all to see how we can work and see how we can continue this journey. I think that when we have started talking about things like this, it means we're going somewhere. But obviously, I don't want us to end just at the level of talking. We have to practically put it down so that at the end of the day, they see what they're doing. Eyes are on Cameroon. We might think that people are not seeing what we're doing. And if I must say, the bloggers, if you're a blogger or whatsoever, the information you put on your blogs is very important as far as Cameroon gospel is concerned. If an international company comes or whatsoever comes to look at what is happening in Cameroon, they check out the bloggers as well. If you are putting just irrelevant content, we go to your blogs, we don't see content with regards to the music and all of this stuff that are happening. It really does not make sense. Yeah, we have to also, this is one of the aspects I think the Cameroon gospel should work on, especially the bloggers. We should be able to find way, not just posting pictures all the time, but post the content because this is what people. I mean, if I want to search about Cameroon, I'm gonna search about first thing that will mostly go. I will try to check gospel blogs in Cameroon. What are they saying? And all of this stuff. And it should be on the kingdom mindset, not saying that okay, I know this person, I'm gonna post this person 50 times per week. Post everybody, I mean, based on what you're doing. Don't post people based on relationship you have with them. We are in the gospel not for relationship with one another, but with relationship with God. Through that, God creates a family within us. So again, thanks everybody for coming. Monsieur Daniel, Mrs. Akuba, I want to say something. Then we call it a day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everybody. Monsieur Daniel, we will
Thank
definitely
you, Mr. Daniel.
You're
You were right
welcome.
there. You were the first person who came in, and you are the last person who has stayed. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. See you all. I mean, we're gonna be having obviously the next session again. So stay tuned. We'll be having the next session. Just check on our Facebook and keep I mean, just keep to date. If you want to join our community anytime you're free. Thank you and bye bye.
Bye bye.